Friends, this is Jeff with Ability Lock and Key. Hope you all are having a wonderful day. I'm standing here at a 2010 Mazda 3. According to the manufacturer date, it actually says 310, so that's good. But also by the VIN number, if we count 10 spaces over, there's an A there that also represents. Sometimes those are one off from each other because it may have been manufactured in 09, but it was actually a 2010 model that was being made. So keep that in mind. But anyway, we're here to make the key to it. Let's get started here in a moment. So we're gonna get started. I'm using the Mazda Leashy. What I like about this is that odd cuts are on one side, even cuts are on the other. So it's a 5-depth system. So you're either gonna have 2-4 on one side or 1-3-5 on the other side. And so it really helps once you get the block picked to go through the decoding process based on the knowledge of odd and even. Feels like I'm putting the leashy in a bind there, so I'm going to go from the upside down. Even though I'm having a little issues with vertigo today, probably not the best position to put my head in, but we'll go with it. And if I fall over, it'll just add to the video.
We're gonna hope that doesn't happen.
Okay, we got some movement there. Once we have this picked, we still will not know what cuts 1 and 2 are, but we'll go through the progression on the computer with the cuts that we have, and it should come up with a valid code. Usually what I find in this situation is it's usually just 1. By having a 5-depth system, it's generally a lot less progressions in the end. There it is. Okay, we got it picked. Now we're going to decode it. We'll start here. Now, space 10, as I go to decode it, hardly moves, so that means it's a 5. So I know that on this end, going down, that's my odd spaces, on the other side's even. So this one goes way down the scale. So 9 is a 2. Once again, 8 is a 1. 7 will be a 2 or a 4, it's a 2. 6 will be a 1, 3, or 5, it's a 1. 5 will be a 2 or a 4, that's a 4. Okay. 4 will be a 1, 3, or 5, that's a 3. And 3 is going to be a 2 or 4, and that's a 4. So there's 8 of 10 cuts. We're missing the first 2. Let's go back to the van here and put information on the X-Force isn't correct, so it's better off to look at generic code. Okay, with the cuts that I had, there was too many keyways on this machine to pull up what I thought was right, so I went to generic code and punched in the year, make, and model, put in the cuts that I had, and it came up with a valid key. So at this point, we will cut this and then we will test it. So. Okay, we're back at the car. We've cut the key on the Dolphin. We're going to insert the key and it's not going to turn. Okay. So back to square one. Okay, we cut the key on the X-Horse Dolphin, but sometimes I have an issue with shoulder stop keys on that, and the key we tried did not work, so I thought I would cut it first on the Futura and see if that makes a difference before I go taking measurements again. So we'll get back to you here in a moment. Okay, I'm back at the car. Yeah, we cut this on the Futura, so let's check and see if it works. Okay, and it does. So I'm glad I didn't go back and try to read all the cuts again. I had them right the first time. I got to figure out something with the Dolphin there as to what I might be doing wrong on shoulder stop keys. All right, we're going to try this now in the ignition. Probably doesn't, it doesn't have any power, but the key does turn, so that's good. We'll get back to you here in a moment with a fresh cut transponder key, and we'll go through the programming. The car battery is completely dead, so we're going to turn on our unit here. We got 13 volts going to it right now. Inside the car, I actually opted for the Auto Pro pad, so I've already gone through the menu up to where there's asking for a non-smart key or smart key. This is non-smart key 04 to 2010. We'll put in here that we're going to add a key, insert new key, turn it on. It's not communicating. Let's see, number of keys, 4. Okay. Failed to communicate.
Yet it'll tell you how many keys are in it.
Mm-hmm.
How weird is that?
Okay, somehow we got the key count to change to 5. And the light's out. But I think this engine is locked up. It is at a tow yard. So he's not going to be happy about that, but that's not our problem. It's trying to turn, but I think this one's been locked up. Anyway, we got it done with the Auto Pro pad. Security light's going out, and we are hearing a clicking up there, but it's not strong enough to turn the engine if the engine's locked up. Appreciate y'all watching today. Like and subscribe. Remember, you can't change the past, so live for today and plan for tomorrow.